I haven't cleaned the airbrush. However, that wasn't the issue. I got some oil paint on the carpet. I was trying to get it off. Don't advise. How are we doing? And who have we got? Paul is in. Ghosty was here. Sounds like he's being evicted. Somewhere there. So we're going to start, get this grey on here, take the stuff off. What's the word I'm looking for? Mask. Some people on his block. Not him specifically. Not him specifically. So if I want to do these grey fades and stuff on here, I might have to protect that edge. Is this the neighbour that was a mess? So you'll be getting some more free furniture soon then. Yeah, I'm just trying to work out in my head the best way of doing this. I don't know whether this tape will affect the red that's on there. If it does, it's bad times. Super glue. While I'm here, there are elements to this where the decal was where I can cut. So we had a good day? I keep thinking it's Saturday, but it ain't. delicate operation. They're better. There'll be a little bit to do on the other side, but I don't know what I'm doing with this yet. We're doing that. I don't even know whether it's going to be good enough. Got some storage boxes. Well, Nick's has been off today, so that's what's thrown me. I should be fairly accurate in doing this. He says. We've got to be careful. The one thing I've realised in this hobby is you never have enough storage boxes. It's just one of those things. It just so I'm masking up some of the red, so when I spray over this black, we don't get overspray on the sides. That's all I'm doing at the moment, just getting a little bit of this tape on. I'm not so worried about this section. I don't think I'll get it on here, so we'll use a bit of the cheap stuff and make sure. Normally, I would have just said, I'm not going to get it on here, and I'd have just sprayed it, and I would have got it on here accidentally. So we're going to do it properly. So we get now a little tape. I'm just running it. As close to the edge of this as I can. It's not perfect. It'll be close enough. My fingers look like they got blood on them. They don't. It's brown oil paint that I can't get off. I've been aging a guitar today. Because the thin tape, I can curl more around the edge. And the thicker tape's just so I can cover up larger areas. This is what you would class as a Titan. Technically it's an Imperial Knight, but it's pretty much a Titan. You don't often see them in 40k, but more 30k really, the bigger encounters. There's his head. As soon as we put this grey on, we're going to be taking all this off and taking all the mask all that we put on. So that should do us. There should be black paint in the airbrush. There is. And it's still liquidy. Excellent. That bit I'm not so keen on. I have to be careful. So yeah, the role of this on the battlefield battle is to basically lay down just lots of fire. It does have 4 big guns on it. So it's missing arms at the moment, but he is one of the arms. And it has 2 guns on it. We just haven't got the other gun attached yet. So that's 1 round that goes on that side. And it has another one on the other side. You play a lot of EVE Online. And you have Titans and Dreadnoughts in that. You wonder if they were influenced by 40k. I think it's something that's been around in lots of different forms. Just something that it's been around for forever. Like the Titans were big in mythology. That's clean. That's water. That could go over there. I think this did have white in it. Yeah, we can't use that. It's a dirty cup. So, clean cup. We're going to need to get our blue-grey. Remember, I'm going to put some on here as well. Squidge some in there. Oh, a good amount in. This is what we've discovered is a really nice highlight for black. And we need to thin it. So we'll put that much in and see. A bit more. Right, that seems all right. Work squirt. There we go. Now I need a bit of card, and I used my piece of card earlier on. We need to make a piece. That's flat enough, I think. Looks pale. We haven't got our weathering on yet. It's the best way to do this. I think the best way to do this is find something metallic, like this knife, It's not strong enough to pull that out. So it's that and down I'm doing, that and down. This bit of rip isn't helping me. Let's cut it off. That was the worst attempt at cutting something I've ever done. Chat seems to have scrolled, I must have knocked it. Right, we need to turn it round now so we can get access to the other side. And we need to do it like this. And this one's going to be a little bit more complicated because there's all this stuff going on. Do by hand. Apologies for hitting the camera. Right then, we can take all this masking off and hope we did. Oh, hang on, there's a bit on the face. This should look quite cool when it's all complete. I'll show you head on so you can see. It looks overpowering at the moment. It will do until we get our weathering on. But we have to go bright in order for it to make sense later down the line. Otherwise it gets very, very dark, which is one of the problems we had around the front. So we'll do some nice peeling in a minute. Don't know what that is. Right, let's get on with the peeling. Evening, Luke. This is modulation. Two different types of modulation, in fact. We have per panel modulation, so actual color modulation across the top, and on these sides we've gone from more of a what you would call like a blush in the middle of all the panels, making the, because there's so many different curves and splits, we've basically highlighted every panel up. I want to drop the saturation, not the saturation, but the exposure down, and you'll get a better look at the effect on the side. You see how it's sort of, the center of each panel's lighter than the edges? That's what we've done there. Let's see if our masking solution, we can take this off now because we don't need it on there to do this. It's not the easiest to peel off this stuff. That's different to the latex stuff. And we have left it on 24 hours, I suppose. We damage this metal, it's not the end of the world. We can always add our special metal buffable stuff, which is what I think this was originally. How you doing, Luke? What have you been up to? You had a good week? Try and get it out of here now. Wasn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be. In bad, bought a PS5. Well, you do what you want. You want a PS5, you get a PS5. Is that taken right through to the plastic? I can't tell. I cannot tell. You might have to repaint that. We shall see. Have I just damaged that paint there? I think I might have done. Need to get some basing stuff from a garden centre because they had a Christmas section full of Christmassy diorama stuff. Well, normally you don't leave it on 24 hours. Well, normally you put it on, spray, take it off. But it's not bad. It's doing what it's supposed to do. That's pretty good. That's actually pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And then bring the exhausts back in. I do need to tidy up that a little bit. That edge needs tidied up. And that edge. Yes, nuptial crimson over white and grey. Yeah, we've got to do decals on here again. So what we're going to do is it's nearly 9 o'clock. Yeah, I'm going to have to fix that. 10 o'clock, we're going to do some wolf work. There's another bit of stuff I need to cut out there from the original decal. There we go. That's going to have to be black lines for it to look half decent. Right, so let's take this section out in the middle. These don't need to go in now. I was just checking how they fit. take this section out the middle. We're going to tidy that baseline up on each side. I'm just going to black that in, and that in, that in, that in, and those. And then I'm going to start putting my silver work in on there, on these. That needs glued down still. I haven't glued that yet. Here, we'll put that on in readiness to fix this silver. We'll do these handles in black first. We'll do this area in silver. We need to work out how we're going to do the light and what colour light we're going to do. But it's definitely got the saturation at the moment, which that doesn't have, which it wouldn't really, because this, although it's weathered, this dark red is perfect for it being, because it's underneath. The light's going to be from the top, isn't it? You're taking a break from models for a while. Oh yeah, Luke, why? You've been on Orc Overload, or is it just because you want to enjoy your PlayStation? Ragnar basing. Oh, we've got the flyers to sort. Ragnar won't be getting based until, well, later on in the month when we do the other stuff. It's too much green. Well, that just sounds to me like you need a different army to work on, so you don't get sick of doing the same one. You get some Tau and do them all blue. Or some demons and do them red. Alright, let's pick up... I don't want to do the metal work really in these, because it'll get away from me far too easily for something so visible. So let's find ourselves some steel. Some game air gunmetal. That's black. Metallic black. Where's my other gunmetal? Here it is. Because Game Air and Model Air both have a paint called gunmetal. The thing is, you'd think they'd be the same colour, they're not. So you get 3 different shades. You do want to do, well, you could do what's the red orcs? And you don't even have to do your orcs with green skin. You could do your orcs like Lord of the Rings orcs, so like a really dark, dirty, horrible brown, and then you could give them like face paint of a different colour, like blue face, or you could do like a white face and make them completely different. Then you don't have to look at green ever again. It's black. Black as the base. And I'm going to set you a challenge, because I haven't looked. The colour that I've done the fade with is AK 2nd gen colour, and it's Dunkelgrau Dark Base AK 162. See if you can find an equivalent to AK 162 from the 2nd gen acrylics in a modern paint line, because you can't get these, but that's the colour. AK 162 Dunkelgrau Dark Base. Dark Base. Because there is a Dunkelgrau base. It's Dark Base. and see if you can find a modern version. It's also the same colour as I have this War Colours Gravy. It's the same colour. So these should all be nicely glued on. They are excellent. I'm going to rim the bits I need to rim in this first. In December, you have Christmas off. So, new army when you're on holiday. Oh, yeah? Is it going to be 40k orcs? And how are you going to do it? Are you going to do it like the beast snaggers? So, all the modern ones on the squig things? Or are you going to do standard orc army? Or are you going to do like a walker orc army? Or are you going to do cars? Yeah. So, war colours. When they make a batch of paint, they might do a batch of blue paint and a batch of green paint and a batch of black paint. Anything that they have left over, like in the bottom of the barrels, they stick in a big pot. And rather than just throwing it away or like draining it into the sea, they mix it all up and they give it away for like a penny on the website, and they call it gravy. It gives you a batch number, and obviously no two will be the same. So my gravy I got was this colour, which is an actual really good colour for the stuff I paint. It's a nice bluey grey colour. Because I got that when I got the fluorescent green here, and when I got the translucent or the transparent turquoise, I just added that into the basket. The only thing about bad moons, which is always a pain in the ass, is you end up having to paint lots of yellow, and yellow's a pain in the ass. I did bad moons. I did a bad moon stomper with a custom bad moon on the front of it that I made out of different types of styrene sheet and bolt heads and stuff. It looks great. Griffey owns it at the moment. And I was like, yeah, I could do bad moons. They're really cool. I can have like lots of yellow and black and white and checkers and stuff. And I was like, oh, this painting yellow business is a pain in the ass. Other than that, they're quite fun. Get a bit of blue on there as well with bad moons. If I was going to do orcs these days, it would probably be some sort of variation on Goth, just so I could have a nice desaturated orc army. That works. Yellow's alright. I suppose these days you've got to use like a speed paint or a contrast paint. With an airbrush it's a lot easier. Because you can get some nice fades going on really quickly. It's one of those colours that a lot of people can struggle with. You never want to paint yellow over anything other than a warm colour or pure white. You try and start painting yellow over greys, you just get a horrible greeny colour and it's not nice. It's one of the most translucent of all the colours, generally. So you can end up getting lost in the layers if you're trying to fix something. But that'll do. There is a little bit under here which it does read as red, so I'm going to leave that bit. It should be alright. Apart from that, now I've got a great big splodge of black on the side of there. I have to deal with that. Yeah, you don't want to use grey sea for it. It's too cold. So you'll struggle to get a nice warm yellow. It'll look a bit shitty. Wraithbone is more like it. It is, but you've got prep work to do before you get there. You haven't. It's not going to stay black. You're going to be doing it dark brown first of all, and then we're going to work out from that point on the best makeup to get to where you want to be. So do you have the app paint rack? See if you can have a check on there. This is where you say that's what you were using. Trying to be as careful as I can doing this. That should do us, I think, for that. Just need those side bits done in black. I don't think I need to do the the inside. I quite like the inside being that dirty colour. Hey Scott, how's it going?
Rude alert, rude alert. An electrical fire has knocked out my voice recognition unicycle. Banned and shot. This is not a daffodil. Repeat, this is not a daffodil.
Epic Duck again? We are blessed. Hello, no worries, thank you very much. Welcome everybody. How's it going? You had the dreaded COVID recently. What makes you and Orly? Shell Smiley, ahoy. How are you? Nice to see a new face. We're working on a couple of projects tonight. We've got a little bit of work on this big knight in the background. We're working on his carapace at the moment. And we've also got one Space Wolf flyer to work on later. And another Space Wolf flyer to work on later. So we're getting there. Yeah, we're doing alright, thank you. Just, we got this model back. It's what I worked on about...
Welcome to fucking Deadwood!
Thank you for the follow. It's one we worked on about 3 or 4 years ago, and then we sold it, and we had the opportunity to get it back this week. So yeah, we're just redoing a few pieces. Mostly this whole top carapace we're redoing. There's nothing wrong with it at all. It was great, but we just needed to boost it a little bit. Now it's really bright at the moment because we haven't done any of the weathering on it at all. Well, if you've not seen the model before, then I'll give you a brief reassemble so you can see what we're up to. So these guns need finished off, but we can slide them on just for now. Where did the other go? It's hiding back here. It is. We generally do bigger models around here. And then he's got these shoulder pads will go on, and he has side panels. So, and he's got a thing that goes here, but we've just painted that area so it's a little bit wet. Where's the holes? There we go. Like that. That's going to be the plan anyway. So what are all the decals to put on here? You can see we've got all the custom decals on all the panels. I can zoom in a little bit so you can see what we've got going on. This area of damage here we'll need to fix. They did have some shields on. These shields were on there. They might go back on, I don't know. But all the panels have a bit of custom work to them. So they all haven't at all. There's some on the sides like these legs that don't yet. What is my go-to colour? What are my go-to colours for weathering blues? Well, that's the easy one for blues, especially. Blue is one of the easiest colours to weather because any sort of dirt colour works really well. The more sepia colours, especially. It also depends on the environment that's going on. Deserty, dry, pale browns work really nicely with nice, rich blues. But at the same time, so do the Martian reds work really well with rich blues. It all depends. I mean, in the past, I've worked on a couple of ultramarine tanks, and on those I used European dark mud coloration, which is pretty much like a chestnutty brown mixed with grey. And then I used a sandy sort of yellowy dust over the top, and it looked really nice. You can't really go wrong. As long as you don't go greenish, you can keep it away from greens, and you'll be alright. Or either go rich like Martian reds, or the other way, go like desaturated, deserty sort of colours with a rich dark brown. Takeaway. Okay, enjoy. I'm looking at these side bits now where this rocket pod is, and I'm not sure I'm quite happy with how it looks. I'll show you which bit I mean. These parts I've just painted in up here. Maybe a bit of the grey will work. Your bases are like beige and rusty brown. Yeah, that'll be alright. That should work. Right, we need to deal with that. Maybe just add a bit of this blue onto that black will fix it. So let's take these off. Let's take these off. So now we're going to do this. So we're just going to wing it with a bit of cardboard and just stay away from that edge. I think so. I think that's the plan. That's a bit more interesting. This is better. The airbrush must have a little bit of a clog in it. That should do it. So I think that'll... Yeah, that looks a little bit more interesting. That's all it needed, a little bit more interest. Right, so I need another bottle cap. Then we'll get a bit of the gunmetal out first, I think. See if I like it. Been a long time since I've used a standard gunmetal. Yeah, that'll do the trick. Neat out with the bottle. I don't think I'm going to bother thinning it. That should be black first. So that needs redoing. I don't know whether I'm going to redo the entire trim, but that section needs redoing. But that's useless. Some people will black all their metals out prior to doing it. Physics, hello? It was alright, thank you, yeah. We were definitely getting over the sickness. That's good. How about yours? On what? On this? This has 2 las cannons on the front, but it also has 4 big las cannon, giant magma las cannons, I think they're called, on the arms. Well, you learn this. Some things you have to find out for yourself. You're building the last of your Zerkers. Mortis is always a fun scheme to do. We did a Mortis Warlord Titan a couple of years back. But Commons, welcome in. How are you doing? We will rim that circle with some silver. It's definitely something, Scott. I don't think it's a website, but it's definitely something. It's a weird thing here, and I don't know what it is. Some imperfection, but I don't know what layer of paint it was on. Yeah, did you wouldn't have heard yesterday? Yesterday, we found out how much the website has cost Games Workshop. How much do you think it cost them? $6 million. Scammed is right. That must be some sort of a lock. Or a light or something. I don't know what it is. We'll get some copper and do those. I'm going to get the silver out next. No, I want to black all these handles, and then we're going to make some fake handles. Because these handles, they're not... It's going to sound weird. They're not handles. They hide it in the sprues. Well, that would make sense. Use the black. So the reason why I'm blacking these out, because they don't have holes underneath the handle like proper grab handles, it's just like a cylinder that's sculpted on the surface. If I paint them black, I can then paint over the top in silver and leave the black on each side, and it'll look like an actual handle then. That makes sense. It'll make sense when I do the next step. Okay, those are all right. That should have a bit of black on it there, though. And on there. The rest are okay. I think that's the only black I need at the moment. Let's see, silver. Or should we try and fine line the panels? It's probably where he keeps his sandwiches in one of these. If his sandwich is in there, he keeps his iron brew in that one. That's tight. I'm not going to do the lines everywhere, because some of them we're legitimately not going to see. But the ones that emanate from like this area here, those ones will paint in at least a little way. This one we need to do black. I forgot to do it black. Why do you keep thinking that? If we were talking plastic hanger-on, or are we talking proper hanger-on? Yeah, but why would you do that with hanger-on? I don't get the benefit. Okay, so those are painted in black. And then we can now paint silver over the top. I should probably tidy it up a little bit. Like, if you have a theme, sure, go for it. But if you're just doing it because you think you should do it, then you probably shouldn't do it. He doesn't look buzzsaw enough. Let's clean that brush again. There's more to paint. I would just say, don't go overboard. Keep it restrained. And just make him cool. Right, silver next. I had another one of these, this one. There we go. A little outline around that. Next up, some railings. Look how tricky this bit was. I cut these railings because the stock railings are far too big. Like they're really high up. We can't reach the end of that music playlist, surely. Sounds like we have, though. So you can see that's what I was talking about with the railings, the handguards, the grabby bits. So I just paint around the edges. It looks like it's an actual grab handle now, as opposed to not being a grab handle. Now I could have done it red, and that might have made a bit more sense, but we're doing it black. Hopefully there's something on there go soon. It's worth it, the paid version. It's one of the few apps which I think is actually pretty decent for what you get. I think I might have better luck searching, you know. Let me have a look on the paint rack app. Yeah, you don't want that. It's got to be a colour that's similar to it. Jesus. Let me get my phone if it's still got battery power. Phone's been dying of battery for it's past here. Yeah. Yeah, but it's still going to be handy for us to find out what it is. Rather than attempting to find it. Because you can take a picture, can't you, with Paint Rack? At least I thought you could. Hang on, there's a scan. Well, that ain't fucking scanning. That's rubbish. How do you scan with this then? It's similar to Dawnstone, you know. It's very similar to Dawnstone. Let's have a look at Dawnstone. Have you got the actual pot? It's a little bit more blue than what Dawnstone's showing. It's close. A bit like worn rubber as well. I'm gonna have to possibly get a thing of Dawnstone and try it. It's a bit like Payne's Grey. That's it there. I wouldn't go basically on the paint name. No, that's a little bit cold. Like this is same paint name. But the thing about this is like that one that you just linked is more like the Dunkelgrau Shadow in this range. Dunkelgrau Shadow is that colour. I think Dawnstone's the closest to it at the moment. Because it's quite pale. It's not a dark colour. It's like what you would use as a highlight for, say, Incuba Darkness. It's a definite step up from that. It's a tricky one, especially when you're dealing with what you see on a screen. So I said I'll have to get some and have a look. Yeah, but it's no good getting a bottle of that, relying on it as a paint colour, and then for it to totally run out of stock, we need to find a paint that works just as well that we can get. Because if I want to be doing Black Templars and I want to do it like that, then I want to be able to get a paint. I don't even know whether I'm going to do the headlights with clears on this time. Might do them, you know, traditionally. That wasn't as neat as it could have been. Good metal on there. This wants to be silver. We're talking P3s. I use P3 paints for my flesh tones. Part of me thinks I shouldn't have painted those stanchions in silver. That's in, however, the legs aren't. And the ones on there are. I think I'm going to repaint those ones in. Well, we have the silver out. Silver looks such a different colour for what's on the brush to what's on there because of the filth. We're going to do a copper colour. We're going to do some copper next. And then we'll be pretty well. We're not going to get a chance to do the copper because we've got to move it well. We should really be moving on to the space balls. What was the painting? Still haven't decided about those pillars yet. We're doing them. Don't do it. Because you've ordered the dead paint line. You should have just got Dawnstone and then made it work. Fair enough. That'd be alright once I get it tidied up. Bit of dirt on it. gunmetal on here. Doesn't take long to paint the details on. Really. That's what we want. Nice big grill on the side. You can cook your burgers on it. No, we're not painting all the rivets in. It's not happening. Not doing that again. Did that on the stomper. Painting all the rivets on the stomper. That was a bad decision. Orcs like rivets. I'm not doing the entirety of this. I just want to get these tracks in so we can plonk it on the The body. So it's more like in person when it's not under the bright lights. Hey, Ryan. It's even hard to see then. It's more like that, I think. I don't even think I've got a decent copper paint. Out at the moment. Right, let's put him out of the way. Where is out of the way now? Maybe have to tidy up a little bit. Oh, we need the metals out because we're doing the walls. We don't need the greys out. I'm wondering when I can glue these guns in. Because that'd help a lot. And they were out of the way then. I suppose I've got to finish them off before I do that.
What year is it?
Have you been asleep? Thank you very much for the biddies. Well, that won't go on. Hadn't planned on it. Wasn't feeling great. She laid down, lack of sleep last night. Caught up with you. Yeah, I think she got food poisoning on her birthday. That's rubbish. Yeah, I'm much happy with that. The black works where it is. Want to get those decals on and bring you back to life again. Obviously, he's only got half his guns, remember, we've got to put these on. and finish them off. So it's a little bit too saturated at the moment. We'll knock that back. Obviously none of that at the top's been weathered yet. Oh yeah, come on then. Let me know what channel it's in. What red is that? Is that the ink? Your Mephiston looks brown. Why does your Mephiston look brown? Or is it just your photo? Must just be your photo. Because Mephiston can be quite dark. It's just lost all the saturation on there. Might be the problem with your ink, you know. It might just be a lack of losing saturation. Yeah, they're definitely going to have to get touched up. I don't know whether I'm putting the shields back on. I don't know whether I want to. Yeah, so there's a mistake. So Mephiston's that opaque. Like, it's got no give in it at all. So there's just no point using Mephiston over a Zenithal. It just obliterates it. If you want to do any sort of Zenithal-like effect with Mephiston, do it all Mephiston, and then add a little bit of white or a little bit of white and a bright red ink into it to boost the saturation and the brightness, and then do your higher bit. Because it's just too dark to do. It's like one of those it's one of those things that you're never told but expected to know, which is everyone goes, oh yeah, Zenithal your model, do Zenithal Prime, make it nice and black and white and everything, and then by the time you start painting over it, you don't see any of that unless you're using transparent paints. So the like of Marco, who does all the oil painting, do a proper Zenithal undercoat, do all your underpainting in black and white, and then use full translucent oils over the top. It's like when I was doing, funny enough, this very first Primaris guy I did. At that time, everyone was going, yeah, Zenithal Prime him. But I went, no. Because the blues I've got, I had 3 blues to do it. There's no point doing a Zenithal if I'm also going to be post-shading the blues with 3 different blues. It had a midnight blue, really, really dark blue all over. Then it had a Viking blue from Army Painter, really nice mid-blue, bright blue. There's a wide Zenithal over the top. And then a final Zenithal of, is it electric blue? Just to catch it. And then if I did it with the black and white Zenithal, you would never have seen it. It'd been a waste of time. Waste of time. I like the cleanliness of these lines at the moment. Next step on here, we'll bring it back in again, probably next week. Is we're gonna get the decals on it, bit of chipping, bit of weathering, and then we can start dulling it down more in line with the rest, and then it should be okay. Same with these. I don't know what I'm doing with these yet. We may do like a heavy. This is the thing. We might do a heavy orange rust in here with maybe a pigment. See how it turns out. But this needs to be washed with like a landing gear wash and some oil, just to try and modulate the colour of these. After that, I may do a zenithal with a silver over the top of the middle, and then we may do our full weathering on them. I don't know. We're not doing them all crazy colours like last time, though. If anything, we may do, I was going to say a black band around them, but I don't even think I need to do that. We do it in a dark gunmetal, one of these bands. Will I be doing heat weathering? I don't know. I don't think so. If we do, it's very, very, very minor. I'm not going as crazy as we did last time. And then I've got to decide what I'm doing with all the little lights on them. Because there's also two on here. There's one in there. And there's one on the opposite side as well. Last time I did them, I started off doing them all like Tamiya clear blue. And then I had this silly idea of, I know what I'll do. I'll spray some OSL on them, and I did it all wrong. Used the wrong colours on all of them. Why won't you stay up now? That was also the point when I decided to put some like black smog effects on here, and it was just too much. It's going to be a lot neater this time. That black grey inside there now works neatly on both sides, so I'm happy with that. I may just put some darker colours within the back there with an airbrush, but I don't know, it looks okay. We need to repaint those rocket pods as well. They're too grimy, they need to just be a bit paler. So where are you going to go in the meantime? Finding shelf space for you. Has to go on before I forget to lose that. You're going to stand nicely on the floor without falling over, so we can get these wolves out. I also forgot to do that side of the gun, this bit here. That one's all gunmetal, this one's still the horrible gold colour. But yeah, he's nowhere near as big as you think they are. It's big, don't get me wrong. It's just a little bit taller than a Cerastus Knight. But it has the girth. You think one of those are going to be absolutely massive, and I suppose if you're not seeing one, it is. Right then, they can go on the shelf, we don't need them now. Who's first? You. The chunky. But yeah, the Maybe it's just me having too many bigger models, but keep looking at it on the floor. Right, so what were we doing on here? We got some of this blocked in, and the engine's blocked in. We have a bit more metal work to do. I shouldn't have stuck those on because I'm going to paint underneath them. That's how we're going to work on these. This might get masked up and just sprayed silver, because the majority of it is going to be silver other than this top and this base. So we'll worry about that another day. Those want to be in metal. These, that's what we'll deal with. It's a big area, and we've got the fronts to do. Okay. That's it then, we've decided. Good metal. Well, jet exhaust sounds the right one to me. I'll ask him. Are you playing Rock Smashers? My back's burning again. Obviously, I've got my chair angle right. Still, it was fine, and then I changed it, and then all of a sudden, bad times. That's the one. Yeah, it's turned out okay. It's turned out alright. How you doing? We've just been doing a load of it on the night. We just switched back over onto these if you just joined us. We're running fairly heavy with this. the glass. So what we did there was we used Tamiya Clear Red from the inside, and then we masked it off with a load of little tiny squares from the outside, and then we sprayed it. So you zoom in. And inside we just did him. He's painted, but he's painted in black and white. There's no point doing colour. These are just base coats at the moment. Getting some colours on there. Could have airbrushed it on. You may see in the thing above me the carousel. There's a Space Wolf Gladiator on there. It's going to be pretty much the same as that when it's done. Probably pop up soon. What are you up to this evening? This the pink undercoat we've got going on there has come out like a really nice rusty colour on these engines, on the ends. Building Tau. Which Tau are you doing? I have a couple of Tau, and it's something I've always wanted to do a lot more of, but never seem to either have the time or the inspiration to do them. Like I have a box next to me here, the Tau box. And in it there's some stealth suits and little fellas, some crisis suits, and one of the Forge World Riptides. The one with the two giant guns. Ravana. I was originally going to do like a... Well, I'll show you in a minute because I've got some of them painted. Start with crisis suits and a few pathfinders. Really want to get the gun rig and drone platform. It's a shame that they've not crippled, but they've like basically gutted the whole point of drones, haven't they? In 10th edition. They're now just there for flavour, which is a shame. I like the whole idea of them. Let's get this engine on and I'll show you my Tau box. Nothing special. It's like 3 different colour schemes on Tau because I couldn't make my mind up. I think what I'll end up doing is I really like painting red. So I'll probably end up doing Farsight Enclaves. As predictable as it is for everybody who's always here all the time. I think that's what we'll do. That's rear engines in jet exhaust. We'll need a second coat. And they look dark. But we'll get to highlight them up with the airbrush, so that's fine. Hendrik. So yeah, I have a second one of these to do. This one's in a slightly different scheme. Tile box. So I started off doing my tile like that. That's where we began. Splinter camo with orange accents. They need to be embiggened to commander size. So that was my first attempt at doing Tau. Not bad, I just wasn't feeling it. Okay. And then I thought, how about something a bit more green? So we started doing them like this, and then this was just after I'd finished that one. And I was like, you know what? Wasn't feeling it. So I tried again and went for like a colour in between the grey and the green. And we got this one. Compare it to a Tau boy though. And they're fairly big. But the hilarity begins when you compare a Tau to a Primaris. Let's find one that's standing up. Where did I put my... There he is. Yeah, tiny, especially when you get one that's in this pose. And then you get the ghosty suit ones, whatever they're called. And then the scale starts to look okay again. These ones look fine. It just doesn't make sense for the size of them. Because you look at them, like the actual suit part of it, and that's a foot in there, and that's like material. But yet somehow they're a lot bigger. This boy's still my favourite Tau. He's huge. I say huge, it's a fair size. So that's my towel box. One day we'll get them painted. Right, so we've got the engines in that one. The rear engines. They're going to have to dry. Paint looks weird. I've got these front engine grills to do as well. I'm just hoping that paint doesn't climb when I paint them. Do it in gunmetal this time. Your suit is BRB for a few. No worries.
Rude alert, rude alert. An electrical fire has knocked out my voice recognition unicycle.
Oh.
Abandoned shop. This is not a daffodil. Repeat. This
Tracy.
is not a daffodil.
Crispy, hello. Phoenix, hello, hello. How's it going, boys? Well, there he is. AC. Hellfire, thank you very much. It's very kind of you. Fox, ahoy. It's been a while. How you doing?
Welcome to fucking Deadwood.
Yep. Welcome in. Well, we're getting there. We've just picked them back up. We were working on a Porphyrion. It's basically the border. Thank you. Is to hide the majority of the mess that's everywhere, because the desk does get quite filthy. Tell you what, though, I'll show you what we have been working on tonight. It's not often when you sell a model to somebody on the internet that you get a chance to get it back, which is what we managed to do, thanks to one of the guys in the community. And that model would be this boy. So we've been redoing parts of it. It's a bit big. So this is the Porphyrion. What were you doing tonight, AC? Tell me all the things. Well, it's in bits. It'll hopefully be amazing when it is finished. Because like this is the section which we're repainting, this top bit. So if we get that out of the way, just so we can get an idea of what's going on. You can see what it was like. Imagine more guns on here. And imagine the guns being properly painted, which they aren't. But yeah, that's our big boy night. So it was nice to get him back. He does have a base, a massive 10-inch base as well. But, yeah, little fixes. Like I said, we're doing redoing this top. We've got all the base colours in. We just need to get it chipped, and then decaled, then chipped, and then set that red back a bit as well. But yeah. Where's AC? Has he escaped? Has he escaped already? We were just about to start attempting to paint these grills in. There he is. You busy getting post-stream sorted out? What were you up to? Tell me the things. That's a good question. I do it a lot. There's probably a lot of full-time miniature painters and model builders will attest that. In fact, a lot of artists in general, the big fear is burnout. And skirting around burnout. Some people are fine and they're just absolute machines. And they'll paint for 10 hours every day. I can't. I will burn out. So I have lots of things on the go. We have these commissioned flyers here. Started that. I've got a 1/35th scale World War II locomotive in the background that we started. We've got Tyranids. We've also got some Cerastus Knights we're working on. And as long as you can prioritize your time. Yeah, some people just bang it out all day, every day. So as long as you can prioritize your time on your projects and not get lost, getting no progress on what you're doing, I think it's a needed thing. Like we were doing a lot of the Cerastus Knights. I have a pair of them. In fact, I've also got 2 more in to do in the new year. But as long as you can prioritize, and not only prioritize, but if you put models on the back seat, that you can then get them back in without you losing interest. That's one of the big things. We've got a Reaver Titan. We have a massive Battlefleet Gothic ship. We've got Black Templars on the go. We've got these on the go. We've got Tyranids on the go. This on the go. 3 more scale model projects. Yeah, keeping it fresh is what keeps you interested. But yeah, as long as you can get yourself back into the groove to do it, then that's a good thing. So we should do a little bit of painting, eh? Do you record your podcasts anywhere, AC? Or do you just do them live? You started Mortarion. And you want it to look as best as you can get it, but you start to feel a little tedious. Well, take a break. You're going to edit them down, or you're just going to let them be their thing? Nice. Yeah, I would definitely take a break. You don't want... I have a Mortarion that we need to finish and then give away. And I was feeling the same thing. So yeah. You'd never want a model to feel like a chore to do. Because as soon as you do feel like a chore, then it's not going to be as good as it should be. Because you'll end up filling it full of that'll do's. And you won't be proud of it. So let it sit. Let your interest build in it again and then come back to it. Muzz says, and a bottle of Newcastle Brown Ale just opened. It needs to be finished. Thank you very much for the kind words. And yeah, I'd love a bottle of Newcastle Brown Ale. All I have at the moment in bottle-wise is hot sauces. That's all I have. I'm not drinking those again. It was bad times last time. So yeah, we've been shaking this bottle of paint for ages. Now, can I open this bottle without A, getting paint everywhere again, and B, getting it on the models? We shall try. So usually when you go to close them, it just goes... and then it's a nightmare. So, the big problem... Right, you're going to have to get out of the way, because you are currently the big problem. When using these metal colours with a brush, is they have a tendency to creep. I don't know whether you've used them before, but they're extremely runny. They're formulated to be sprayed. You can paint with them with a brush, but they never look as good. You just got to watch out, especially if you're doing, like, let's say I was doing this trim line here. The paint would probably want to bleed into the weird. Anytime. Oh, they're crazy. So I'm going to try and take advantage of that bleeding and paint in here. Now they are thinner, so any raised areas may not get the full coverage you want. But they are handy.
Welcome to fucking Deadwood!
I really need to turn that volume down on that. It's one of the new alerts and it's far too loud and obnoxious. And also a multi-shoot, so I can't even see who that was that followed, but I appreciate it. Like, my, it's the word I'm looking for. That's starting to creep. My events list doesn't work. If you're new around here, we mostly work on vehicles. Vehicles and scale stuff. I have a big love for doing scale model work. Probably more than doing Warhammer, to be fair. But it's Warhammer that pays the bills. And saying that, I do like my big nights. We stream 5 nights a week. We do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We have Tuesday off, and Wednesday is our hobby hangout night in Discord. We painted more vehicles and knights and tanks and stuff than I can remember. And we'll also go for a fairly grim, dark, and weathered look on our models as well. We go for, even when it comes to scale modeled, it's never full realism. It's always drama and, well, drama than anything else. Could do that. Yeah, you could just slap the paint on there, but when it's an expensive model like Porphyrion, it's always worth being in the right state of mind to paint it. It's like anything, you know, if you're not enjoying it, don't do it. There's a little bit of bleeding happening, but I think we're going to get away with it. After all, we do have many steps to go after this. Yeah, it's all right. It's nice to speak to new people and lurkers every now and then. Hope you can all feel welcome. We won't be going for too much longer this evening. We usually start at 8 UK time. They'll be okay. We have a lot of gold work to do on these, and that's even before we get onto all the shields and the paraphernalia. Well, feel free to do so.
Welcome to fucking Deadwood!
Once I turn that alert down, because it is too loud, I apologise. Great Eye Studio, thank you. I saw that one. I could see the banner. Oh, those are still not dry. So yeah, tomorrow we'll probably be starting off on these. I want to get, by the end of tomorrow's stream, I want to have all the metal work, well, the cold metals done. We won't have the trim done, but if we can get all the, like these here, so we'll do those now. It's a little bit frustrating doing two at once, just because it always feels like you're never ending. And what's more, with them being flyers, if it was a tank, I would just focus on the 5 sides that I would need to finish it. But when it's a flyer, you've also got the bottoms to do as well. And the base, because your base on a flyer is a lot more intricate as well, because you can't hide 80% of it with the model. The deadline to get these done is end of November. That's what I've set. We started these this week. They were built, but they weren't painted. So if by Monday, end of Monday, we get all the metal work in, including a good chunk of the trim, that would mean the following week we get to do all the decals and the chipping and get the weathering sort of started. It's ice-fished as well. Like, all this is just flat. It looks really terrible, all this silver at the bottom, but it is most definitely in the ugly stage. Just like these. These need work. Just finding the areas. Like that front will need a bit of silver in there, but I probably won't use the metal colours. I'll probably use these to do that because you have more control with those, and they're just as good. These are like painting with butter. I love them. Thought that was loose for a second. And what I'll probably do if I get bored of painting silver, because I've got to do the silver on here and on here, is I'll probably just start doing the gold trim. Because we do have not only these two to do, we've done the majority of this guy, but we haven't based him yet. He needs all his base doing. So now you can see that the scheme on this guy and this flyer in the background. And we've done, have you ever had to do the eyes on a model that's squinting? It's awful attempting to do the eyes on a model that squints. It's not as good as we got. We did a tiny bit of suggestive globe stuff. We need to also redo his sword, but he's not bad. Considering that I very rarely do models that small or eyes that tiny, I think it's a pass. We've got aliens, some Tyranids. This one in the summer. He's got a friend somewhere. Don't know where his friend's gone. Where's his friend? Is he here? He's his friend. Yeah, we'll get there. Anyway, we're running out of steam on these tonight. So, if you'd like to see us continue these, tomorrow at 8 o'clock UK time is where you want to be. Well, it's like a job. It's a job, Ken. Am I on the wrong scene? I am. Okay. So yeah, tomorrow from 8 o'clock we'll be working on these two. Depending on how bored I get of working on them, we may shift on to a little bit of work on this carapace. Trying to find, before we do head off, I need to try and find where my thingy is. Can't tell who's done what. To thank people. Be handy, wouldn't it? Dashboard. activity feed. There we go. So we had a raid to begin with from Epic Duck Studios. Thank you very much. We had a follow from Michelle Smiley. 100 bits from XP. 81 people came in with AC miniatures. Thank you very much. Hellfire dropped 300 bits. Thank you. Panadol, thank you for the follow. Doom 2K7, thank you for the follow. And Great Tide Studio.
Welcome to fucking Deadwood.
And Spaghetti, thank you for the follow. I will do, yeah. No, it probably won't be till summer now, though. I've got such a chocked schedule to do. Like, I've got these to do before we go to the States. And then I've got your models to do. And I've got the Phantom Titan to do. He'll be in and out until we get him done. It's not a big job. And then it's going to be back on with the 2 Cerastuses and the other 2 Cerastuses we have. We have Dreadnoughts to do after these. Yeah, there's a Phantom Titan we're working on. No, I'm not. I'm going to the land of ice and snow. To Minnesota. Spend Christmas with my fiance. I don't play the game. I just paint the models.
Welcome to fucking Deadwood.
Use that. The Dark, thank you for the follow. So yeah, 8 o'clock tomorrow for work on these 2. And then, yeah, like I said, if I get the metal work done, all the bright work done on these 2, start on the trim. And then it'll be chipping, well, decals, chipping, weathering, basing. So there's going to be a lot on for the next, what is it, we've got Sunday. No, we've got Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 3 full days to work on these. These should be a lot different by the end of the week. Yeah, thank you all so much. Who's on to raid? I can't even do the raid button anymore. I need to stop moving my browser windows as well. I could try this. Don't think it's working. I'm using Restream, so I'm on. Could you do that for me? Could you initiate that raid for me, please? That'd be great, thank you. Because mine's buggered. I use Restream to go on. I'm just currently on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So the problem I have is I can't see anything. I might just do it manually and sack off Restream, because I can do that through the vertical plugin. But a very good stream. Thank you all very much for being here. Again, big shout out to AC for bringing all you lovely people in. And again, don't be strangers. Pop in anytime. Well, anytime we're on anyway. Remember, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday is our stream days. You've dimmed me. I shall check it on Discord. Hope it's on Discord, because I won't be able to see where it is. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Next video, you want to take it away? Let me know when we've raided so I can end. Spaghetti, thanks buddy, you take care. And yeah, see you later. I don't know whether we've gone or not. I don't know. I'm not even doing the raid. I could be sat here all night. I don't know. I'm just going to keep talking. And then I'm just going to press the end button and see what happens. I'll press it now.